following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
What up, everyone? Welcome to the Couchcasters Podcast. Joined this week again by my friends from the AWS Podcast, Hunter, Fonzie, Parker. Welcome to the show, fellas. How's it going?
It's good.
How about it?
Good.
Man, we got 2 games to go over this week. First off, let's if you got your glass, raise them up. I'm drinking out of my Yankees frosted mug tonight as Aaron Judge is continuing his pursuit of number 61. He's got a walk and a line out to third tonight, so he's 0 for 2. But I'm got it right here, so when he will chime into that when he steps up in here. Is that
blurred out?
Oh, is it blurred out?
It's blurred out for copyright, image right, and likeness.
Well done, StreamYard. I mean, that's
Very
impressive.
good.
Yeah, I'm impressed with that. Yeah, well done, StreamYard. Fuzz it out. They don't play, man. They're like Disney. They don't want nothing to do with that. You better not be messing with no copyright. Yeah, so anyway, all right, so the last 2 weeks, pretty convincing wins over ULM and Vanderbilt, as I would expect. You know, those were 2 games that went exactly like we should have expected them to go. A lot of yards, a lot of points. Didn't give up a lot of points. I think our 3 home games, what's the combined score, like 118 to 10 or something like that? In our 3 home games?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
A lot to a little.
I mean, something like that. But, I mean, that's exactly what I would expect us to do, like I said before, with a team like that. Vanderbilt is so bad. ULM is so bad. And, you know, we just steamrolled them like we should have. That's how it should have gone, right? I mean, that's how games like that are supposed to go.
The expectation, if you don't mind, everybody, sorry. The expectation is that we should go, as you said, Jeff, go into those kind of games and dominate. Now, you saw from this weekend, I'm glad that they came out and whipped Vanderbilt with all the other teams out there that struggled to start off. I mean, Georgia against Kent State, winning by 11. Was that right? Something like that.
And what was up with that game?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Surprised me.
I didn't see any of it. I was just seeing the score updates, and I was like, what?
And Brock Bowers, the tight end for Georgia, was apparently the leading rusher.
That doesn't surprise me. That guy, whatever he does, he's going to be the leader at. That guy's a beast.
He's
He
good.
had like a 60-yarder on a little sweep.
He's good.
They looked comfortable, though. Georgia looked real comfortable.
Yeah.
Penn State.
But they didn't look threatened ever.
No.
Well, they do play.
They were up by 2 possessions like the whole game, pretty much.
Yeah. Just keeping arm's length.
Real comfortable game. I don't know. It's just something that never really happened to Alabama when, we just come out and kick the shit out of all those teams. So. I don't know how much you can take from it, but
well, like I said, we're supposed to do that, so we did that. Like check. Games like that are for working out kinks and playing a lot of players and getting Tyler Booker in there. And getting him reps where he's like, all right, I'm just going to take one of these jobs.
Has it been 2 weeks since the last podcast we did on this, Jeff?
I don't think we did. Last one we did, I think, was Texas.
Yeah.
Was that before Texas or after Texas?
It was after.
It was after.
It was after Texas, yeah. So we've got ULM and Vandy.
So, yes, there's improvements that I've seen on the offensive line, and the guy you're talking about, I think it was a necessary move up there to get him. What you said it was Booker? You said Tyler Booker? Tyler Booker?
Number 52.
52.
True, is he a true freshman or a redshirt freshman? I think he's a true freshman.
True freshman.
Yeah, true freshman. So I mean, the line hasn't blown me away, so I think any position's up for grabs. Obviously, center should be the top position that should be grabbed, but I think that's our weakest link is at center, and I think it's gonna rear at some point in one of these big games.
Agreed.
Yeah, this weekend we'll be back to, all right, this is a real test now with Arkansas.
I mean,
Granted, this weekend I felt a little bit better against Arkansas with their loss. But with us on the road, I don't know why we went back to stage one with some of these.
I was kind of wanting them to win.
Yeah.
So they could be a top 10, and if we beat them. But, road games have given us a fit the last couple of years.
Weird. Yeah. I don't know what happens.
Well, and they also got Drew Sanders starting middle linebacker for them. So
yeah, he's gone beast too. I mean, that guy's all over the field.
Leading the nation in sacks per game.
Is he leading the nation in sacks?
Per game. And Saban was actually asked on this. Excuse me, sorry. He was asked on it if a position change was in the cards for Drew, and he said, "Yeah, it was talked about, and we probably had something for him, but nothing really we can really do about it now or address the issue since he's gone." And I was like, "Yeah, but he just seems more fit for a middle linebacker position, and honestly, I think if he had stayed, he would start. It'd be a more of a rotational kind of thing, but
he's just all over the place.
He's
all
killing
over the field. He's all over the field. Good for him. I mean, he was a good dude, good player. He just, the guy behind him was just better.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sucks.
Tua and
an
Jalen.
outside linebacker, yeah.
It's Tua and Jalen. I mean, nobody did anybody wrong. Tua was just better. That's that's it.
Hey, they seem to be doing okay right now.
Yeah, no, and both of them have thrived. It worked out well for both of them, and same thing for Drew Sanders and Dallas Turner. I mean, Dallas cracked Quinn Ewers on his shoulder. That was it. And then Drew has been flying all over the place. So I imagine he's going to make some plays Saturday.
Player
He's going to have a little extra gas in the tank, I think.
He will.
Just for the comeback. He's not coming back, but I mean, playing against Alabama, everybody does anyway. But especially since he transferred out of there.
Fonzie, I wanted to ask you on this, and Jeff, and Hunter, of course. What do you think about KJ Jefferson? What do you think he's going to be able to do this game?
Hard to say. I mean, he had a great second half against us last year. Honestly, I don't think Arkansas matches up particularly well with us. We're a hard team to score points against, Texas, obviously Quinn Ewers was out, but they had a real tough time moving the ball. I think Arkansas is going to be very similar. They're going to have a hard time. His mobility is a little scary, though. It seems to be.
That's my big fear is the breakdown plays where we get the pressure and he slips out, and then everybody's got their back to everybody's down the field and he just takes off in his wide open space.
And he's not incredibly fast, but he's big, and it'd take a lot of people to take him down. So I think they will utilize that.
Oh, Aaron Judge watch. First pitch. Ooh, down the middle strike. Should have hit that 400 feet, but he didn't. Now he'll swing it 2 pitches in the dirt.
He's feeling that pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, KJ scares me just on his mobility. Those running quarterbacks have, given us fits over the years. So, but I don't know that Arkansas is ready to win a game like this. However, it being at Arkansas, that
I think that's like the major
is the X factor.
I think it'll be as tough of a atmosphere as Texas, if not worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Where is he, Jeff?
Oh, I'm glitching. Hang on.
Oh, God. We lost the host.
Looks like I'll take control of this wagon.
Well, I'm going to have to change. My cam's glitching.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm stuck in the Matrix.
Oh, no.
All right, so we can just go audio for a second. So the Nintendo controller should now host the show.
There we go.
Yeah, but I don't know that Arkansas, has enough playmakers. They're on the up. They're a threat, but I don't know that they can win. They're ready to win a game like this. Maybe I'm tripping just because our woes are what they are, but our road woes, are what they are. But that's the only shot I give them to make it a real competitive game.
I agree. Their secondary's real rough too. Our receivers, I think the past couple weeks have kind of came out of their shell a little bit. Ja'Cory Brooks, obviously, is kind of number one right now.
He had there was a stretch where he had four balls and thrown to him in a row, something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he just got hot and he had a great night. Jermaine Burton.
That's encouraging. I'm very encouraged by that.
Me too. I like him a lot.
He can be a real threat.
He can. He's a beast.
If
he uses his body, I mean,
yeah.
he's quick. He has good hands when he doesn't jump around and try to make the incredible play. So
I would agree with that.
Keep giving him targets.
That's all you got to do, son.
Feed the beast.
Yeah, just get him in the game. Give him targets. Get him involved. Throw him several in a row, like 4 in a row. Get him in the game.
Exactly.
One thing I was a little bit kind of discouraged about was Jameer only had 6 touches. I'd like to see him get 15, 20 between catching and running. I think if he had 15 to 20 touches, in a game, that would be a real problem for whoever we were playing.
For sure. I mean,
agreed.
He'll make some splash plays whenever he gets the ball.
Good things happen when he has the ball.
Yep.
I'm not making that up. Positive things happen when he has the ball. Whether he just even falls forward, he rarely loses yards, and he was a problem for Texas in that Texas game. Early in that game, when we were running those swing passes to him, he was a problem, and we just went away from that. So I hope we incorporate that more into the game plan in some of these tougher road games. Is that getting him the ball in space, whether it's running or passing, because getting that guy in space is a big deal.
Agreed.
That guy's a freak.
Thought it was weird that McClellan got the majority of carries.
Well,
I'm not sure how they have that running back rotation set up.
I like him. I think Jameer's a more athletic, versatile running back. Jace is a power back for sure. He's strong.
Yeah.
If he can,
but he can house it too. He's got that breakaway speed.
A huge run against Texas.
Are you a Dolphins fan, Hunter?
Fins up, baby.
He's a wild
Fins up. Oh God.
Yes.
All right, I can fix your nameplate for the next show. I'll fix it and I'll put it in Dolphins font.
Jeff, this is actually a throwback. If everybody wants to see that one, that's back.
I'm about to say one of that end zone is open. One of those end zones is open on that.
2000 and this is 2009. The last, actually no, this would be 08. This is right before they started the work on the student section on the south end zone where the upper deck with the freshmen are. So this
they put the frosh in the upper deck.
All the freshmen pledges and everything. They stay up in the upper right corner, right over this side, right over here.
Well done, T-Town.
Stick
those worm shit freshmen up into the upper level. Get them out of my sight.
Gotta love it.
Just muck it all up.
fins up, baby. He goes, hey, did anybody see, just veering off, did anybody see the box score of that Dolphins-Bills game?
Yes, that was insane.
Like, how in the hell did the Dolphins win that game?
It was really because they just ran out of time.
It was like Josh Allen had like 65 pass attempts or 63 pass attempts. Tua had 18, I think.
Yeah.
The time of possession was like 56-12 or just some crazy.
Yeah, it was insane.
Whatever it was some insane number.
He still gave me 26 points in fantasy. So.
And it was so nuts. Like the yards, the time of possession, the number of plays, like everything was so lopsided in Buffalo's favor. And then the Dolphins won by 2 points. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's absurd. I'm looking at it right now. 497 yards to 212 yards for the Dolphins. Just absurd.
What was the time of possession? Time of possession is insane.
It was 42 minutes, 20 seconds for Buffalo and 19 minutes, 16 seconds.
It's half the time. It's literally 50%.
That is absurd.
I mean, it's like it makes absolutely no sense at all.
Yeah.
Give another one to the Dolphins.
Yeah. Waddle looked good though. I'll give him that.
2 a time, baby. Even though he hurt his back.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, my lower back made me stumble and forget where I was for a few seconds.
Yeah, that's why.
Darn this back!
God damn it! Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, when they showed the replay, he was like, right off his back of his head, and I was like, well, that's it for him. And he gets up, and he's like...
Yeah, he's like stumbling.
He like falls over, and I'm like, oh, he's definitely gone. And they're like, no, he hurt his back. And I was like, my ass hurt his back. that guy's drunk. Look at him.
Been there. That one... that was definitely a concussion for sure. Been there.
My doctor said I need a backiotomy.
Happened sophomore year in high school, playing a football game. I tackled a guy. Don't remember the game till this day. I have no recollection of it. So, and then they said I was wobbly like that. So,
man, you must have hurt your back bad that day.
Carrying the weight of the team, brother.
Man, the back got jacked up that day, but yeah. But they had him back in there in the third quarter.
Yep.
They're like, yeah, we really don't like Teddy Two Gloves, so we're going to need you to slide back in there, buddy.
Is that Teddy Bridgewater who's the backup?
Yeah, that's just Dolphins' backup is Bridgewater.
Oh, gosh. Please sign someone else. There's got to be someone else.
Nah, Teddy Two Gloves. Can't get rid of him. Everybody needs Teddy Two Gloves. It's like, you remember, Scott, that's who there was some buzz around the Steelers signing him this offseason. And I was like...
There was some... every
I was like...
quarterback. Ridiculous. I saw did the Steelers trade for Kirk Cousins? It's like, why? Why would we do that?
We've got Kirk Cousins. His name is Mason Rudolph.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Way cheaper.
Every quarterback out there is like, could he be a Steeler? It's like... Yeah,
it was rumored to be. No, even Aaron Rodgers. Remember the Aaron Rodgers talk?
Oh, yeah. Because he was upset for one day.
Yeah. Because he winked at Tomlin that one game, and everybody's like, he's going to the Steelers! He's going to the Steelers! I was like, the Packers gave him like $180 million for 2 years. He's not going anywhere.
He ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. He's the king of Green Bay, baby.
And then the Deshaun Watson talk was the best, and I'm like, yep, the Steelers aren't going to have a rapist as their quarterback. I'm sorry. They're not going to do it. Yep. It doesn't matter what he denies, what they prove.
Well,
they've gotten rid of a lot of guys for a lot less than that.
The man's putting up Bill Cosby numbers.
A Jello pudding pops.
Did you guys see Antonio Brown's Twitter today?
No, I did not.
No, what did it say?
There's a lot, but let me read you.
There's a lot.
I don't know. It'll be hard to top his last one where he said, I feel bad that I didn't get to watch me play live. I was too busy living it. I didn't get to see it. So that's my only regret in my life, that I didn't get to see myself play.
I mean, he's taking a dive off the deep end, but just listen to this rap. AB, why you make the GOAT retire? Question mark. What's your deal or something? Buffalo skin on my coat. She thinks I play for the Bills or something. She wants to drive the boat. I'm tripping. I'm thinking she talking about a yacht.
That's song lyrics?
Yeah, is he freestyling there?
Yeah, he was rapping
Oh, man.
on Twitter.
I'm telling you, Perfect really jacked him up. That Perfect hit knocked something off in there.
Yeah, he's gone. I don't know what he is.
No, he ain't been right since that Perfect hit. If you think about that, he ain't been right since that hit.
No, I mean he had his problems where he was kind of doing like dumb stuff, but he wasn't
Not
crazy.
this level, yeah.
But he didn't like lose his mind, like take his shirt
Yeah.
off in the middle of the game, walk off the field, doing like this, and then posing with the cab driver outside of the stadium as he's getting a cab ride somewhere. If you didn't know that it was, you'd think I was making it up. But then you're like, oh, AB, oh right, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
That guy.
I loved it. He was like, my only regret was I didn't get to see myself play live. I was like, oh, God's such a dirtbag, but God, that was funny. Holy smack, that was funny.
There's something about him. He is hilarious. I mean,
Oh,
he's
man.
really
The
entertaining.
dude is just, he's a screw job, but oh my gosh, is he funny.
He's not all
mean-
there.
Boy.
No, he's not.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. Well,
Ever since Vontez Burfict knocked him in the next Christmas.
yeah, that's what we call it, the perfect conundrum. What time is that? The Arkansas game's at 2:30, right? Is that the CBS
Yeah,
game?
it's 2:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's CBS.
I don't know, man. Our road games have been really shit the last few years, and
That's really the only thing
last year, really not since 20, but last year and this year. I don't understand why. We seem to. I mean, it's Bryce has to pull it out of his butt, seemingly on the road, more often than I'd like.
Well, he reverts back to like he doesn't want to run the ball anymore. Like, dude, just do it.
That was driving me nuts. Where he'd be like shuffling,
This
and
is
I'm like,
oh,
"Run, you bastard!"
Stop playing it safe.
And he's like like shuffling up to the line, He's like, he's like shuffling up there, and I'm like, run! I'm like screaming at the TV, and then he gets sacked. And I'm like, yes, I'm screaming at
That is his one flaw. Drives me crazy.
Yes.
He has so many opportunities to do it. And sometimes he will. Like when he does, it's great. There's games
Yeah,
where
we do. We capitalize.
every time
Yes.
there's a breakdown, he's out of the pocket and he just takes off.
If
And
it
then
was
he'll have 9
Jalen
seconds.
running it every time,
Yeah,
Jalen's taking
totally
it.
different story if it was Jalen.
Hey, takes it down. He's not even thinking about throwing. He says, "Oh, 10 yards. I'm just gonna run this bad boy. Don't worry about it."
Jalen never thought about throwing, even when he ran out of bounds for an 8-yard
Jalen was
loss.
The opposite. Where all he did.
Yeah. He'd roll out to the right and waiting, and then he'd step out of bounds, 7-yard loss.
Yeah.
And then, when I came to 5 minutes later after my aneurysm, I would have to figure out what was going on. I mean, of course, a lot of it you can't see because of the angle. We're at the side angle, so we don't really see what his vision. But then, they would show the replay behind him, and I mean, you just see like a green 25-yard pocket. And I'm like, if you could just run 15 yards and slide, first down, next.
Yes, please.
Exactly.
But he would just wait, and then he get, or it's like 3rd and 8, and he would roll out and wait, and then at the last minute he would decide and get tackled for a 5-yard gain. It'd be 4th and 2. And I was like, if you just would have decided 5 seconds earlier, you could have had 12 yards instead of 5. But he didn't want to get hit, which I don't blame him. But man,
He's all about passing now.
Well, but the last 2 weeks the receivers have looked a lot better. But those first couple games, he would be like he would have a pocket, or he'd be waiting, or he would start to scramble, and he would be like, wait, and nobody would be open. And I'm like, how can nobody be coming back to the ball?
Part of that is play calling.
Yeah,
but I do agree.
But they've gotten better about that.
They have. I mean, Jermaine Burton, I already brought him up, but just seeing him run some routes downfield, get open across the middle, I know it's Vandy, but that's kind of how we need to use him. That's how they used him at Georgia. I mean, he's good downfield. He's a little more physical. He's not super fast or anything, but it's helpful. Get him past the sticks.
And I'm glad you said that, because we need some speed. And JoJo Earl and Tyler Harrell coming back this week, from what I hear. So
are they definitely back this week?
I don't know in what amount, but I heard that they are.
Well, even if they're back and they have to plan for him, even if they're not part of the game plan, but if Arkansas has to prepare for him, that's one more thing they have to prepare for.
Right now, we are very easy to plan for, if that makes sense. Yeah, we're very easy to plan for. We're predictable right now. I feel like once we get them back, I don't know if they're going to be 100% this season. Let's just be straight. I don't know if they are. But get them to like an 85 or 90%. They could definitely throw a wrinkle in everybody's game planning, as you said, Jeff. So I agree. We just gotta figure it all out. That's what we gotta do.
Well, they got the tools, they got the talent. We'll just have to put it together.
Yep. See, my thing is, I think we seem like we score on the first drive every game. I think we script really well.
Yeah.
Going into games. I don't think Bill O'Brien's good in game at all.
Agreed. Completely agree.
Because to me, at least, just
completely agree.
Last year, even this year, we march on our first drive. Even if we don't score a touchdown, we'll drag it out 5 minutes. We'll get 60 yards. We'll at least move the football a little bit. And then we just crash for a quarter and a half. It drives me nuts.
He's terrible in game. That's always been my biggest issue with Bob, is that it seems like he has no feel at all for the game, for the flow of how the game's going. Beyond those first 15 scripted plays, it's like as the flow of the game goes on, and you're like, well, we're really killing them in the flats with the speed of our running backs. We should really attack the flats. Or, these swing routes. We should really attack these areas of space. Let's transition from our initial game plan. Now that we've seen the defense, what the defense gives us, let's ease into something else. But it just doesn't seem like he does that. Maybe it's just my ignorance, but it just seems like no matter what, he's going to throw the ball on second down, no matter what. Whether Jameer's running well, whether Jason's running well, whether we're blowing up the defensive line. It's already like he's already got it decided what he's going to run this game. Not the play itself, but I know I'm going to throw. I got to throw all the time.
I see what you're saying. His tendencies are horrible.
Yeah, it's like you're getting the game, and it's going, man, we're really carving him up, with this stretch, with this, halfback stretch play with Jason Jameer tag teaming. So let's give them each 10 carries each, and go from there. And go from there. But it's like we've been running the ball real well, but then Bob comes in, and then for the next 3 series we throw it, 3 and out. We throw it, 9 straight, 10 straight plays. We throw it, and I'm going, man, we're averaging 6 yards a carry. Why'd we have 10 or 11 straight passes?
And game calling, like you said.
So that's been my biggest problem with Bob is it just seems like he has no feel for the flow of the game, how the game's, what the defense is dictating the game to go. Now, maybe I'm just totally off, but from my couch, which is what this is, the Couch Casters podcast, from my couch, that's always been my problem with him since Penn State, the Houston Texans, Patriots. It's that Patriots mindset where they throw with Brady, 50 times, and he might throw 10 of them over 10 yards, and the other 40 are all dink and dunk mindset.
Well, they're struggling with that right now. So
I'm not an O'Brien fan in terms of play caller, but in his small defense, really anybody that Saban hired this year or last year and this year was going to fall off because Sark was the best play caller I've ever seen.
That is fair.
At getting the mismatches, at getting the playmakers the ball in space. I've never seen anybody that did it as well as Sark. And
Kiffin
so
was good. Kiffin was
really,
good.
No matter who came in this year was going to be a letdown. So I will give Bob credit there that I was going to be disappointed with no matter who the hire was. Because, I wanted Sark to stay as OC for the next 10 years and then take over when Saban retires.
Me too. Dream world we live in, but...
surely he'd want to be OC for 10 years, right?
Yeah. Just pull the old Clemson.
Yeah.
Damn,
Venables, 12 years, or however long he was there.
Yeah.
The offensive coordinator there for 2 decades. I'm like,
yeah.
What?
They're paying him well.
Every year we play Clemson, we've replaced our offensive coordinator an hour before kickoff. But, they've had the same guy in there for 2 decades. I don't know. But it's good to have some continuity. So, I think this is his last go-round. I think this is Bob's last go-round in the mix. So, as OC. But I could be wrong about all this stuff. But I just, it's about a 2-year position. OC at Bama is about a 2-year position. DC tends to stay around a little longer, but if you notice that the OCs are usually 1 to 2 years, and then they're on to their own head jobs. Loxley, Daboll, Kiffin, Sark. Although Daboll went back to the NFL for a year and then took the head coaching job. But it's so weird last night watching that game, seeing Daboll as the head coach of the Giants. I'm like,
so weird.
Wasn't this what? When Saban hired him, I was like, Brian Daboll? Who the hell is Brian Daboll?
Hey, it's okay because Daniel Jones is 0-9 prime time. So,
well,
I was just going to say, I think he's doing a great job, but Daniel Jones is just going to trap him back.
Hey, don't worry, Fonzie. That'll be the next guy the Steelers are rumored to pick up is Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. So,
no, we've got the quarterback. It just won't play him. Play the kid, Tomlin. Play the kid. Look into my eyes. Play the kid.
We got to do something. I can't watch
Good
it.
Lord.
Mike Tomlin, if you're out there listening and somehow listen to this video, listen.
Yeah. Listen to me, Mike. I know more than you. 16 years in the NFL, Super Bowl winning coach. I know more.
I know you're a fan.
I know you listen to this podcast.
No more. It's on my Jeep ever freaking nerves. Mitch Trubisky. He's like, no, we're sticking with Trubisky. What? Sorry, I'm going to go on a rant, and that's for the Steelers podcast. But I'm about to go. You're about to get me on a rant about this Trubisky. Come on, Aaron Judge. No.
No, strikeout. Oh.
No, Judge is up now. This is top of the 6th, 4-1 Yanks. Runner on second, 1 out. He just fouled it off. He's gone 7 games without a dinger.
Yeah,
Loser.
It hasn't been good.
Oh, man, yeah. He sucks.
He's piking.
How many more weeks left of the regular season?
I mean, there's not a ton. They've only got 2 weeks left, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe less. Oh!
So maybe he has 12 games.
He's swinging for the fence, but he missed. Oh,
He's out of here.
Did you guys see the overlay Saturday of the football games, and then they bring up the Aaron Judge at bat on the side?
oh God.
Fucking awesome.
Man, I had so many Auburn friends that were like freaking out about that.
Oh, they were in the red zone. Yeah.
And I went split screen, and it was like Aaron Judge is at bat. They're like, nobody cares. I'm like, Aaron freaking Judge. And I was like, I care. I actually care a lot.
care.
So shut up.
Oh,
So,
man.
so shut your pie hole and listen here.
So shut up. I'm like, so shut up. What do you care? You're not going to win. And then Missouri lost. And they beat Missouri, but still.
Maybe that's where Bob will coach.
Because a big fat kicker. Now, Bob's going to Nebraska.
Or Georgia Tech.
Yeah, it's those programs.
Yeah. I mean, I could use a shot of Bob. What I really want, Hunter, is more Mike McDaniel quotes.
He is.
I like to spend about an hour and a half every Sunday trying to decode whatever that guy's talking about.
He's so geeky.
He looks like my neighbor's teenage son that I see out cutting the grass in the summer.
He's such a goober.
I mean, he's got like the early puberty beard coming in. He's like 3 feet tall. I mean, he has to stand up on a stool behind the podium, during the press conferences. I'm like, that's my neighbor's 14-year-old, 15-year-old son.
We're reviewing a opponent. Actually.
But he's 3-0, and Mike Tomlin, the idiot, is 1-2 because he won't play the kid.
Yeah.
There's a lot of issues with the Steelers.
I will
Tons.
say, so
We should be 0-3, staring at 0-4, about to play the Bucks, Bills. Oh man, they got some other tough game too after that.
The Dolphins can beat the Bills. Y'all can't.
Dolphins, yes, we got to play the Dolphins too.
And Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh, the Eagles. Oh
4 weeks in a
God, I
row.
gotta hear the Eagles chant that day. My cousin's going to that game in Philly, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. All you're gonna hear all game is E-A-G-L-E-L.
So
All
is
game.
the Steelers' defense
Rough
pretty
city.
good, or is it the offense that just really sucks?
Yes.
Which part?
Yes.
Yeah.
Without TJ Watt, the defense is very average.
It goes, yes.
I'll say this: we were shutting Nick Chubb down, and then we made our defense stay on the field for 20 straight minutes. That's what lost us that game.
Yeah.
It was because the offense couldn't move the ball. I don't
At
blame
all,
that.
dude.
Yeah,
Like 50 yards in the second half.
yeah. We went 3 and out the first 3 drives. I don't blame that game on defense at all.
Well, now Minka's got a concussion, so he might not even play Sunday
Fantastic.
It's just what we need against the Jets.
against the Joe Flacco. Again, this Joe Flacco. I'm like, what is this, 2001? Get out of here with this Joe Flacco.
Hey, didn't
He's gonna throw
he's gonna win
400
MVP.
yards.
Yes, again, Flacco. Like every time I look up, if Steelers are playing Joe Flacco, I'm like, didn't I get 10 years of this goofball? Like, enough of this.
Super Bowl champion.
Joe Flacco. I know, and then that playoff, he had like the most incredible playoff run and cashed it in for a sick contract. I'm like, yes, Joe Flacco. We should all be so lucky.
Ray Lewis. Terrell Suggs.
Nobody's
Courtney-
as
hey, Courtney
lucky as the
Upshaw.
Brock Osweiler fiasco, though.
Broncos.
Didn't Bob give him like $70 million for the Texans? Wasn't Bob the coach of the Texans when they gave Osweiler like $75 million?
He was the coach and the GM, I thought.
It sounds like something.
He was the
did.
GM that traded DeAndre Hopkins
That
for
probably-
a
that
bag of
probably-
footballs and a pair of gym socks.
that probably did it in for him right there.
Yeah, I think his time was limited after that.
It's okay.
Oh, wait,
He's not doing too
2020
much.
yet. Yeah,
He
was
winds
there
up
when
in Tuscaloosa, ruining my day. And it feels so petty because we're like griping about O'Brien, and Bryce won the Heisman, threw for 5,000 yards, 50 tubs. We were in the championship game with the worst team we had in 10 years. But this year, it's just like there's
I'm sorry. That just hit a nerve. I just can't. That one just Hunter's gonna love this one. What grinds my gears? Is that statement right there? And Jeff, you'll look at this too. Last year had nothing to do with Bill O'Brien having Jamison Williams and John Mechie, and hell, I'll even say it, Slade Bolden, who is on a NFL roster.
See, you went too far.
I know. But no, you have J-Mo.
You had me, and then you lost me.
Hey, you have J-Mo and you have Mechie. I mean, I think that nobody's catching J-Mo. If he never tears his ACL, we win that game.
Running. He's still running. Hear me now. He's still a running.
So there's your answer right there. Last year, you want to talk about Bill O'Brien? It had nothing to do with him. It didn't. It had everything.
He won the Heisman in spite of Bob. I almost want to say
this is the offense that Bill O'Brien would run last year. If he didn't have
that's how good Bryce is. Is that he won the Heisman, and O'Brien was his coach. That he should win 2 Heismans for that.
He passed.
They should have given him 2 last year. So do you understand how hard this was for this kid to do this with this guy calling plays? Like it's baffling. You know what? Here's 2 trophies. We're changing it to the Bryce Young Award. Congrats, buddy.
To look at the stats, he had what? Bryce ended up passing for 49 touchdowns and 4,500 yards, like you said.
I think it was 4,800 yards somewhere in there. And 48 touchdowns or 49 touchdowns, something like that.
Through 4 games, he has a little over 1,000. And you try to add up the next, let's say 12 games, which you're guaranteed 12 games. 13 you hope for. I don't even know if he's going to even touch the total numbers he had last year.
No, that's a tough order. I'd be shocked if he.
That's a. I don't even think he's going to sniff it. I think he passes maybe max this year, 3,500 and 30 touchdowns.
He's going to have to die. That would be a down year. 3,500 yards and 30 touchdowns, and we're talking about a down year. But
it shows you how much the offense was.
Yeah, unless the running backs went off. If the running backs go off, you can say, well, his numbers were down because they just ran the ball.
I'm sorry.
That's not Bob's. That's not Bob's specialty is running.
Well, if Bama used to be known on running the football right between the tackles, and now we can't even average a running back right now that averages over 100 yards a game.
Well, they won't give one enough carries to do that. They won't give a running back enough carries to get 100 yards. They'll give him 8 or 9 or 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 carries between 3 of them.
I say towards the end of the season you'll see a change to that. They're just trying the longevity.
That makes me nuts. I'm like, give Gibbs the ball, give him 20 touches a game, and do that for 4 games in a row. Give him 20 touches, catching or running, and see what your production is after those 4 games. See how the offense is flowing after those 4 games. That's.
I don't know.
But it's we're throwing balls. We're throwing deep balls to Latou. I'm like, that's not really the deep. That's not really the deep threat guy as Cameron Latou.
No, you're supposed to be running behind him. But we can't.
Latou's great in the underneath tight end stuff, but I don't need Bryce rolling out and throwing a 40-yard bomb down to Latou, who of course jumped 5 seconds too early because he's not a wide receiver down there catching jump balls. That's not what he does.
But if he was Brock Bowers, it'd be a different story.
Well, that's because that's Brock Bowers, and Latou dreams about being Brock Bowers. Or the other 6 tight ends Georgia has that are all 5-star
Darnell
top
Washington
recruits.
Is that the 6'7" guy? Is that the Darnell Washington guy? Is that the 6'7" dude?
Number 0. Although that red flagged me immediately when I saw he wore number 0. I was like, that guy's.
That guy is going to kill somebody.
And then the Eric Gilbert, I think he's been on every SEC West school since the end of last season.
Just about. That's what it seems.
Except ours, because we got Cameron Latou.
Hey, behind him, it's bad. It's really bad.
I liked Amari Niblack, looked really good against Vandy.
Okay, gonna go with Jeff's favorite player here, Robbie Oots.
No. Mr. No Block himself? No, that's okay.
I saw a replay today of a play he was involved in, and they said, just wait for this A train coming down. It said 6'4". It was 240, 248, and it says the mullet says it all. It changed. He's only a sophomore, and it showed the play completely whiffed on the block. And I was like this. Where's Jeff when I need him? Where is it?
Man, he's terrible. He's certainly no Highway 46, that's for sure.
Like, I really do wish we had. Is it too loud? Sorry. I really do wish we did have one of those power backs who was just raw. That could get you. They're going to give you 8 yards every time they touch it, and we don't got it.
It might be Jace. Jace about the closest thing we got to that. I mean, if I had to pick one guy on the roster that was the closest thing, I would say that was Jace. But he's got that home run speed too.
Yeah, that's going to come up handy and later in the season.
We never really had with Najee. He was never the home run threat.
No, he would just hurdle somebody and make you miss and then run through you.
Yeah. Never would run away from you much, though. Unless you're Florida. Whoa!
He did him dirty.
But then again, Matthew knows about laying a solid hit.
Man, y'all see Smitty yesterday? Or not yesterday, but Sunday? Man,
Yeah.
Smitty went
I felt good for
ape
him.
snack.
Yes.
Hey, Trent Hunter will like this, and Fonzie. Trent playing against me yesterday, or playing against me this weekend, and he took Devontae off. And I told him, I said, don't
What a
take him
mistake.
off. Give him a chance. We're just about to see what happens. He's like, I'm gonna put him on the bench. He just hasn't been performing. Lays up a 30 points, and I said, yeah, you really smart for that one, buddy.
I mean, he had like 154 yards at halftime.
Dude went off.
Sick. Too sick. Although one of them was could have been reviewed and ruled incomplete, but 2 really sick catches. One of them was for a touchdown. But he went off, and then Waddlehouse went off last week
Yeah,
in that big comeback game. I mean, Ruggs, of course, is his problems, and then Judy's the worst of the bunch, and I thought he was the best of the bunch coming out.
Well, that's a story for another day.
But Judy's struggling, man.
Well, that whole team's struggling right now. Even
Because he's on my fantasy team, and he stinks.
He's on mine too.
Somehow I won both my fantasy matchups this weekend. No clue how.
Same.
But the guy I was playing, one of them came from ahead to lose. So I was like, well done, dude.
One of them I won.
I'll take the win.
Handily. The other one was against Trent, and Hunter understands. Trent's the worst in our league. He's never played. So, to me, he's the worst in the league. He's never played. He's never played fantasy. So
Those are usually the ones that win it.
that's what I did my first year. When I played, I won it. And then the second year, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to take care of this. Came in 4th. So,
The fantasy gods are not kind.
no. But, no, yeah, so that, even with all the things that happened, because Tyreek did nothing for me this week. Darren Waller did nothing for me
Yeah,
this
Waller
week.
didn't do jack for me either. He had like 3 catches.
And
Yeah.
I mean,
They blanketed him. Left Mac Hollins open all game.
Guess what? I had Singletary on my bench, which he hadn't been putting up the numbers. He put up like 25.
He had at least one touchdown I saw.
I was like, shit.
Yeah, he had like 9 receptions. He's their leading receiver, I'm pretty sure.
Well, somehow I won both matchups. I have no idea how. I was convinced it was over for most of the day. And then one of the later games, one of the guys in his team had a bad game or something, and he was projected to get 18 or 19 and got like 1 or 2. So, came from a head to win, or came from a head to lose.
I was going with Mort. You definitely need to go if you have the chance. Fonzie Hunter, it's not going to really apply to you because I have their defense this week. Is if the Eagles' defense is out there for the taking, take it, especially with who they play this week.
Yeah, I tried. Somebody got it.
I swapped out mine. I think I have the Saints defense, which somebody was telling me they're supposed to be pretty good this year, and I'm not thoroughly impressed up to this point.
Yeah, I got the Bills defense, and this was the only weekend that they kind of dropped.
Yeah. So.
You got the Steelers defense, Fonz?
No, I have the Bucks in 2 leagues. I have the Colts in 1, which they're gone.
Weren't they supposed to be good too?
And then I have the Packers in 1 league.
Allegedly. Yeah, I got the Steelers, man. They had a great first week, like 7 sacks, a couple of picks, and then TJ goes down. And we've only had like 2 sacks since that game. So they hadn't done me very good the last couple of weeks.
I hate defenses in fantasy. So
I know. One league I'm in, we actually picked individual players, defensive players.
Yeah, I like that format. Done that once.
Yeah.
People don't like it because they have to pay attention more.
Yeah, because you got to draft defensive players too. That's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, didn't you say you did one league with like certain defensive players?
Yeah, the money league I'm in with some guys at work is defensive players.
Yeah. Well, that's what Hunter. That's what I'm waiting to see how Jeff tells me how it goes next year. It might be like a couple more spots added for those significant defensive.
I like doing defensive players anyway. It's just more. It's funner to draft more players. It's funner to try to piece together, your defensive lineup. I like the defensive players aspect of it. I got some pretty good defensive players. I got Minka, but now he's concussed, so I'm gonna have to park him.
So when it gives you the option to add a defensive player on there, does it just say defense player?
Yeah.
Or is it like can you have just all defense?
It's just the letter D.
Gotcha.
It's just the letter D, and then you can pick any defensive player. Obviously, like cornerbacks are tough because they're either interception or they might not have any stats. So, cornerbacks are tough to draft. Even Trayvon Diggs, as good as he was, with 10 interceptions, there were games he didn't have any stats. So defensive backs are really hard to do. So linebackers are about your safest bet, and maybe Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Maybe Aaron Donald is in terms of defensive players, and then like safety, like Minka because he gets interceptions, or like Honey Badger because he gets a lot of tackles. But most of the time, your linebackers are who you want to draft defensively.
Was it like who's one of those other cornerbacks that everybody loves or is really good? Eli Apple, is he one that's good apparently?
I mean, but he wouldn't be a good fantasy play.
No, I'm so like everybody, like I hear that Tyreek wants to mess him up, but I don't remember. God, I'm trying to remember who's considered the best cornerback in the league in the NFL right now.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
He plays for the
Jalen
Rams.
Ramsey.
Right.
Micah Hyde's pretty good for the Bills.
Out for the year.
Yeah, he's gone for the year, but when he's healthy, he's right up there.
Mm-hmm.
Trayvon's gets beat a lot, but he gambles a lot, so he gets a lot of picks. I think Patrick Surtain is going to be up there in that top echelon when it's all said and done for him.
When was his last year at Bama? When was that?
Marlon Humphrey's up there too.
Was Surtain in 20?
Last year was his rookie year, so the 2020 season was his last year.
Yeah. You went on a high note.
Because him and Smitty and Mack and Waddle were all in the draft room together, for that 21 draft.
Dudes, I should say. I just hope that Tua and all of them can just stay healthy, barring any crazy injuries. Like, I get it if you have, like, turf toe or something, but it'd be sad to see.
I need Bryce to stay healthy. That's who I need to stay healthy.
Well, you know what you have to do that? Buy an offensive line. Jerry Jones, you heard me right now. Buy a damn offensive line for this quarterback, and he will win you at least 2 Super Bowls.
Let the man breathe.
Cooper Rush.
Guy's better than Dak.
Koopa.
Love him.
And I like Dak. That's the issue. I thought he was always one of those great. Yeah, no, I'll call him a great SEC
You guys
player.
remember that video of Dak getting KO'd in the parking lot of that some party somewhere or something somewhere? He was in the parking lot because he was in his I think they're at the beach because he was in like his swim trunks, and they tied up in the parking lot with somebody, and somebody dotted him.
Went down like a light.
Hey,
Does anybody else remember that? I remember that. Does anybody else remember that?
It was in college, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he was still at Mississippi State.
I'm watching that.
I'm going to have to look that up. But yes, he got jacked in the parking lot, because he was in swim trunks and barefoot, no shirt, so you could tell he was they were at the beach or something. So it was some concert at the beach or something like that, and
oh damn, he got beat up.
He's watching it.
oh, it was Fonzie, you pulled it up?
Found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you.
Jeez. Yeah, he was his face was all cut up, his back was cut up.
Man, he got busted up in there.
Yeah.
I think he was still at Mississippi State, but I think he was he was Dak Prescott. Everybody knew who he was. I don't think he was just some young kid. I think he was known. He was Dak Prescott. It was known who he was.
Yeah, let me see if I can find
Oh, and Dak Attack. So
Dak Attack.
We got a big one this weekend against A&M. Think they can?
Yeah, that's in Starkville, right?
In Starkville.
It's a good weekend of football. LSU, Auburn. LSU should slaughter. Auburn's terrible.
Yeah.
They're
Kentucky,
terrible. There's no reason that
Not
game should be
stadium.
close.
They're good. They're Gucci.
Even that Jordan Hare voodoo, shouldn't. LSU's a 9-point favorite, right? On the road in the SEC, 9 points.
LSU.
Vegas is rarely wrong. So, here's something else that's messed up is that CBS passed on LSU Tennessee next weekend.
Oh yeah, they got the 11 a.m. game, don't they?
Oh yeah, the flipping 11 a.m. game.
Is that to make everyone else feel better? Jeff hasn't let you know that Jeff and one of our other coworkers, Mike, are supposed to be going down to the Tennessee LSU game. And had it been a 2:30 game, it would have been great. But no, it's at 11. It's an 11 a.m. game.
Perfect for me.
So he is not happy.
Mike's pissed. Mike's pissed.
Mike is pissed.
I'm doing backflips because I'm like, dude, we can be home by 3. And the Bama game will be at 7. So I'll get to watch all the Alabama game.
Yeah,
originally I thought Bama would be at 2:30 and that game would be at 6:30. So I was like, we're going to have to bail out about 5 o'clock, meaning I'll miss the second half of the game. I'll be watching it on my phone from Tiger Stadium at Baton Rouge. But with this 11 a.m. kickoff. We'll be home by 3:30. I'll get to watch all the afternoon games. It's beautiful. Mike's pissed, but I'm like, oh, that could have worked out better for me. Because, I don't give a crap about LSU or Tennessee. I'm just taking the opportunity to go to a game with a friend.
Well, hey, Tennessee wins that game.
I mean, Tennessee, if they win next weekend, they'll be undefeated. They'll be 6-0 going into Baton Rouge.
And then when that game be 7-0, and then they come play us middle October, or we go play them.
I mean, I'm not saying they're going to be 7-0 when they leave Baton Rouge, but if they win, who do they play this weekend? Who does Tennessee got this weekend?
They're on a bye.
Oh, they're on a bye week? Okay.
Yeah,
So
and then after Baton Rouge.
So they'll be undefeated going into Baton Rouge. If LSU beats Auburn, LSU will be 5-1. So that's a top 10 matchup with only one loss between the two. And CBS took Auburn, Georgia.
Auburn sucks ass. Sorry for the Auburn fans. I know I'm very fair with it, but they're not very good. Everybody knows
that's just
they're
the
not
truth
good.
right now.
It's
That's
the
just the truth right now. They suck right now. They have no quarterback.
They sabotaged their coach.
There is only one offensive
it's
line.
a dumpster fire up there. And every week that Harsin wins, it's like
it's worse.
I keep waiting for Harsin to take a dive just so they'll fire him so we can get out of town.
Like, there's only one offensive line that I think is worse than Alabama's, and it's Auburn's. I'm sorry.
He tried.
And that's saying something.
Harsin tried to get fired this weekend like 6 different times, and Missouri kept giving it back to him. And then they finally just won the game. He's like, well, I guess I'll try next weekend. I mean.
Yep, I'll try next time.
Yep. He's like, well, dang, I got blown out by Penn State. That didn't work. I handed Missouri the game 6 different times. They handed it back to me every single time. So that didn't work. So what's next? Like, I can't. If they beat LSU, they'll keep me another week. I guess sucks.
Freaking Eli Drinkwitz.
No, it's Big Fat Kicker is who it is.
Yeah.
Or what we already talked about at work, Jeff, was when all you need is 2 hands on the football.
That's true
2
as well.
hands on the football.
That's the, look, Ja'Cory Brooks finally started using 2 hands, and look at him. He's had awesome games the last 2 weeks.
Oh.
I'm like, look what happens when Brooks uses 2 hands. The guy's a beast. He tries all that one-handed shit, man. The ball, he throws it back to him.
Like, I'm sorry. I know it looks cool. I wish I could catch with 1 hand, but I'm too unathletic to do it, okay? So, here's the thing. It looks cool. Just catch the ball with 2 hands.
Just catch it.
Just catch it.
Please. Please.
Please.
Especially when one of them is going to be a touchdown in the national championship game. It would be great if you used 2 hands. Not bitter at all.
He did it in Auburn, though.
Maybe a little bit.
Yes, he made the catch versus Auburn. Yeah, I give him that. That's the only reason he's still on the team.
Well, he's doing all right this year. So.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. We got Arkansas coming up, so the next show next week ought to be pretty good. We have a good road game. Hopefully, we'll have to play a decent game on the road, and we're not back here next week like banging our head off the table because we had another nail-biting road game. I'd like to see us whoop some ass on a road game.
It's quite possible, Jeff. You know it.
Like it's 2020. That's what I'd like to see again.
Except for the COVID part.
Yeah.
But Jeff, we haven't talked about FSU and Wake Forest at the same time. The dynasty has started.
I forgot about the Seminoles. Are back, baby. Norvell has backed his way into 3 wins.
They're fucking chopping down the hallway. God damn it.
Yes. He's running down the streets with the tomahawk chop.
Forget about Alabama or Arkansas. I'm here for FSU and Wake Forest.
Who did Wake Forest lose to this past weekend? I forgot. They lost to somebody.
Clemson.
I wish they
were.
Overtime, like 51 to something.
Yeah, it was like
Clemson. Yeah. Clemson really had to hang on too.
Yeah, it really was.
That was a fun game to watch.
Yeah. Oh, the Noles. When did they play Clemson?
That's like
A couple weeks.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks from now. Oh, that's
Oh,
actually
okay.
like week 7. Yeah,
Is that same week we played Tennessee?
I think so.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Whenever
it's
that
at
is.
Tallahassee too. Otherwise, like, damn, that would have been a fun game.
Well, Hunter, you could be our eyes on the spot, huh?
I expect a full report next week of the FSU weight game from Hunter Murphy. He will be bringing you live updates from the game as it's taking place in real time.
The birth of a dynasty over here. All right,
The birth of a dynasty, baby.
heard it here first.
Are they 4-0 or 3-0?
They're 4-0, baby.
4-0. My bad. I shortchanged Norvell. He backed into 4 wins. Atta baby.
2 wins away from bowl eligibility.
That's right.
Last year,
Birmingham Bowl. Florida State Auburn and the Birmingham Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happening. We're going to wish that into existence.
Brought to you by Tostitos.
Actually, it's Golden Flake. That's the official chip of the SEC.
By Golden Flake. We'll pay you to come here.
Yes. Here's to the old Golden Flake Mike Schuler commercials.
We can land that.
You guys were
sponsorship, right?
you guys were in like your 4 or 5s when he was around. Not me. I was right neck deep in it. So anyway. Well, enjoyed it, fellas. It's been a fun show. I like having some drinks, cutting up, kind of ranging a bunch of different topics. Always a good time with you guys, man. Always fun. So looking forward to it next week when we hopefully are coming off a big road win versus the Hogs. And we'll have nothing but praise for O'Brien because he called a masterful game, ran the ball a lot, gave Jameer 20 touches, and great things happened. I'm sure that's exactly what the report will be next
It's like
week.
watching an artist at work, you know? Yeah, it's just
A dream. You can hope.
It's like watching an artist at work who has the first part of the painting traced for him, and then the rest of the painting he's just got to kind of freehand it.
He's the Picasso of.
It just kind of looks like crap after that. All right, man. Well, good to see you. Good to hang out with you guys, man. We'll catch you guys next week.
See you.